Hey, what's up guys? Today in this video, I'm going to talk about this new feature in Laravel which is log with context. This was released in version 8.49, which is the recent one, and Taylor Otwell just tweeted about it and I'm very excited about this thing. Now, if you look at the documentation, his example is that if I have a middleware which assigns request ID, okay, so what is going to happen is this request ID is created, which is an UUID, and that is added as a request ID in the header. And he is also adding that in the log context. Okay. Now, if I generally do a log in our application, how do I do that? Log info. This is my message. Okay, this is just a message. And if I hit refresh, go to the log file, this is visible. Let's just say I also added some data in it like this. Hit refresh, go to my log file, I see that data. So this is serialized and shown over here. But what if I have something like, let's say we have a try catch, user equals, or rather user ID equals 1. I'm just hard coding a thing. Now just bear with me. And we are doing a query, user where is active 1 first, like this. Now I know this query is going to fail because I don't have this column, and I wanted to show you because I need that catch to get executed. Okay, so let's say in here what we are trying to do is log info user loaded with ID, user ID, and the user ID is 1. Okay, so we can do something like this, but with context, what I can do additionally is log with context and just get this on top. Okay, and now in the throw I do error, I can do user not loaded. Okay, and obviously I'm doing this because, as I told you, is active column is not there. This is the default user migration which I have, and that doesn't, rather I don't have even have a database configured, so I know it is going to fail, and hence it is going to go into the try catch block. So let's refresh this page. It's going to take some time because my database is also not running. I'm in an extremely bad condition, and as you can see, it says user not loaded, and it passed the data which is user ID 1. So what happened? What just happened is when the try catch block was executed, okay, we came to this line, the user ID was assigned. This is now hard coded. Please don't look into that. But what I did, I set the context of the user to be this particular user ID. Okay, any log which is going to happen after this will carry this information. Okay, and then I made this query. Okay, this was a query which was executed. Now for some reason it was not successful, so it went into the catch block, and in the catch block I only have the message which says user not loaded. It never said what was the user ID, but because we had already set the context, when the error log was printed, you can see the user ID was printed as well. Now let's see what happens if I add some information here as well. Info 32, something like this. A random number really doesn't mean anything, but if I now refresh, again it is going to go inside the try catch block, and I can see user ID is here, info is here as well. So if there is anything already in context, that is also added with the additional context which is there. But what happens if I have the same key? Let's just see what gets preference. I haven't seen that yet, so let's refresh, come to our log file, and as expected, it is overriding the context with the new value, or the which is there in the same key. So it is almost like overriding the array. But even then, I think this is a great tool. This is nice way of sending information to your log file. If I had to um, get this user ID, I wouldn't have got that in context of the catch because this is defined here. And so I'll have to do something like this for it to be available inside the try catch block. And sometimes if you get some information inside the try catch block, it can become even more difficult, right? So this is the new feature which got introduced, which is log with context. I am very excited about this new feature. I feel I will be using it very frequently for my logging. Tell me, what do you think about this feature? How do you think you will be implementing it in your project in the comments down below? If you like this video, do click on the thumbs up icon, and yes, don't forget to subscribe to my channel.